I'm going to take on those rapist Mexicans. Then he claimed, no, there's never been a president. Never been a president. Oh, it is a lie.
Hey guys, this is the XRP Cowboy. Hey, this is Billy. I'm kind of having a fucking weird night. A little crazy, but we all get a little crazy, don't you think? Thought I'd start it out with something exciting. No, there's never been a president that would ever speak words like that. But you know, they say the true racist doesn't even know he's a racist. He says things that he thinks are appropriate. He doesn't even fucking know, you know? Let's get into it. Let's get into some crypto stuff. Let's connect the dots. Let's play God. And let's pretend we know what the future holds. Because we do. My dreamers, my fucking roadies. The big question is always the time frame. You know? The charts were looking good, but we're in a space, you know. I thought for sure we were going to run to 2,500. I made a video saying we were going to have a breakout. It broke out, but it was like a whiskey dick. A whiskey dick got really good and promising, and then it just dropped to the floor. You know, it wouldn't be the first time I was wrong, and it won't be the last time, but I find great reassurance in knowing that I haven't had the failures, and we all fail. And you know, they say the more you fail, the more you learn. So when I watch the blockchain backer, I know he's got to be smart, and he's learned a lot. Because at least I have that going for me. You know, I haven't failed like the backer. If you were a trader and you followed his station, you'd be rubbing your nickels together and looking for that motherfucker. But we're not here to bash people. He does a great job. I wish I had his following. Remember, I'm not saying don't take financial advice from me. From me, I'm saying don't take any advice from me. But let's watch another cute little video here. Okay. This is a good one. If anybody lives in New York City, go to the Empire State Building. Because I thought I'd read something that said that Ripple was promoting there, but it gets better. Who knows?
However, yes, Lakers game, look what came on TV. And this is just the start.
Watch this if you haven't seen it. We just got to throw some of this shit out there. It's leading to something. You know,
XRP holders, check this out.
Already.
Because Ripple have taken their marketing to a whole nother level. Because this was a Canary station this morning. Because the Ripple logo can be found all around the station. But it gets better. However, yesterday between the Warriors and Lakers game, look what came on TV. And this is just the start. And in my opinion, the best FX brokers, Eagle FX, check them out.
I mean, that's...
XRP holders, check this
Shut
out.
the fuck up,
because
dude.
Ripple have taken their marketing to a whole nother
So, we got a flare drop coming. And even more confirmation because Flair's telling the community to make sure your meta wallets are set up. So I do believe these YouTubers that are saying they're being contacted, these XRP influencers, you know, and they're talking to them and they're telling them Flair's being dropped in a couple days. It sounds like they're pretty correct. Can't imagine they wouldn't be. Oh, I also wanted, since we're on the subject, look at this. Ready for this one? Have you seen this?
Right here. Earlier today, Elon Musk posted this tweet featuring Donald Trump, Kanye West, and himself. They are crossing their swords, representing their new platforms, with Musk stating, in retrospect, it was inevitable. Elon later deleted the tweet. Here's what's interesting. Right? A lot of crazy connections, guys. I cannot fathom.
Dovad.
This right here seems very fascinating to some type of what? Truth society, possibly. You guys,
all right, enough bullshit.
You guys can investigate further if you wish to.
We got, you know, that's my life. Shouldn't surprise you. It's beautiful. So we have all this exciting stuff. We have Flare about to be dropped in our wallets. And you remember what I said right after the lawsuit? I said, we're not getting our Flare on time. I made multiple videos about it, and I'm just hoping I'm right on this. And I said they would stall and do all this stuff until there was clarity for XRP. And lo and behold, we're right here. We got Jeremy Hogan saying the lawsuit could end this month. And we have Flare. It looks like the Spark token is being dropped. And you got the cowboy, that cuts hair and drinks beer and thinks for a living, uses his brain and not the media, unless it's the real shit. You got to decipher. You have to filter through it all. You can't watch CNBC and act like you know what's going on in the world because, you may seem like you're in touch with things, but really you don't know dick, because you don't know. You have to find the information. You have to research it. You have to search. And you have to use this thing on top of your head. My dream is this. I'm just hoping for that new person watching this video, like and subscribe. The future is now. This will hit a switch for them. And they'll actually start thinking for themselves. Because I found most people don't, and common sense isn't that common. I mean, I was so worried about the Russia and stuff, all that stuff, because the town I work in it's pretty hard left. And, people were so paranoid about the beer flu. It was insane. I'm not exaggerating, bless her soul, but I've got people at my shop still wearing a mask, because they're worried about it. But I thought for sure when this war, the bottle rockets, getting blasted off, that it would be this whole thing where people at work would be afraid to leave their house. They'd be hiding in the basement, honestly. But it's like they don't even know. They don't even care about it. They're worrying about a beer flu, but they're not worrying about evaporation of the human, existence. It's insanity to me. I do know it's trendy to be sick. It's politically correct to, and I'm not referencing if anyone's watching this from my shop, but it is a problem these days. People get a cold, and you know what a cold is? I'm going to tell you. Not a flu, not a virus, but a cold. It's like, hey, if I call in sick because I have a runny nose, everyone's high-fiving and loving each other, and hearting it. And it's like, because they're doing their duty. I don't have COVID, though, but I have a flu, so I don't want anyone to get sick, but I'm going to go to Target. It's like politically correct to call into work, and you can't say shit about it as an employer. And I understand that that's the world we're in. I do. But my point isn't to disrespect that, because I'm not. I thought when we heard about bottle rockets in the sky, it would be like, beer flu 2.0. But it's not. What are you going to do? We have the president saying how great our economy is and how much people are getting paid and how much money they're getting paid. But they're not talking to the small business owner, the restaurant that can't hire a wait staff or a cook, the thousands of businesses that are closed that made it through the pandemic, but they can't hire people, so they can't stay open, so they're failing, or they don't have enough money, so they ultimately go out of business. They're losing their life's work, their children's inheritance. I'm not there, but I've felt that pain, guys. It's all a fucking game. It's all a joke. Maybe the Dark Knight Elon was right. It's all a simulation. Simulation. What do you say? It was a 9,099% chance? I don't know. But I'm starting to like Elon again. Took me many years after he cost me money on that 420 thing, but should have listened maybe to him. He said, if you're invested, you'll do fine. But if you're a trader, you're fucked. I got fucked. Right in the ass by Batman. Not many people can say that. Not from the real Batman. Or should I say Satoshi? Batman Satoshi Musk. But I said Flair was going to hold hands with Ripple and XRP. And they were waiting for clarity, which makes me think after the Jeremy Hogan comment, but more importantly, after I found out we were getting our coins, and I know the SEC isn't going to let anyone see those emails, or they would have already. They have to settle. And now we find out I'd call it a secret meeting between a closed door meeting between the SEC and Ripple. What could that have to do with? Are they looking for does Ripple have other securities, they want to sue them for? No. They're talking settlement. It's coming. And we could talk about charts all day in this space, but this space is a monster no one's experienced. There is no chart, any line you can put anywhere that's going to confirm. I mean, people are doing it right now, what Ripple does. None of it will make logical sense. It never does when things take a moonshot. There's no chart that can tell you you're going to 5,000x your investment. There just isn't one. And it could happen overnight. I mean, charts are built for a time frame. You see these charts and things move like this, or they pop. We're talking about this, a true moonshot. Our time is soon, moon soon, a monsoon, moon soon of liquidity. My dreamers, hey, I love the bull, but this whole dollar cost selling, I'm older maybe than the bull. I'm 48. I don't know how old this dude is. He's cool though. But I'll tell you what, bull, we call that taking profits, brother. But it's cool. We got Mr. Wonderful. We've all seen the video about how he's talking about, I wrote it down. Let me see. Kevin O'Leary. Oh, he was just talking about all these Ivy League, these big college people that he talks to, and how they don't want to work, on the in the sectors of the S&P, and they want to work in the new sector, which is going to be crypto, because it's exciting. They want to work on chain, and he's like, the intellectual money, not saying the smart money is going there, but the smart people that are making the money are doing that, and ultimately, that's where the flood of liquidity, the actual money, is going to go, because they're the smart people, right? The smartest guys in the room. And it's so important that we see this. This is why I love CEOs when I invest in securities, real securities, not imaginary computer programs like Signals and shit. I'm not a tech guy, but I mean, come on here. Software. Now I got Alexa bitching at me because I'm saying so much. But he was like saying you should put 20% of your money. Now we got to remember this guy, Mr. Wonderful. He wasn't so wonderful. He played the same games Elon did. Just like Warren Buffett, I'm not investing in fear. Well, then he like crypto, it's a store of fear. That means shit has to go downhill to make money. Yet then he goes and buys a bunch of gold. And then he buys crypto banks. Mr. Wonderful used to talk shit just like him. Just like Warren about crypto. Now look at him. It's his fucking life. And then you had, the Jamie Dimons of the world talking it down just like they did the .com. Just like the fucking housing market. They create these bubbles and these bubbles are created. Government creates bubbles with inflation and quantitative easing. And then once it gets to the top, they start tightening and then it drops. They buy the quantitative easing is government buying stock, and they were responsible for 25% of the market, the last couple of years. So you shouldn't be surprised if it corrects 25%, now that they're selling. But the thing is the real thing that pisses me off is they're buying it with, fake money, and then they're selling it, and you're losing your real money on the way down, and then they're buying it back with the money they made from you and the fake money that they're printing. All debts come due. But, the US dollar drops, it's world 3. So you're pretty safe in that, but and I'll tell you what, if I had $1 million in XRP and I wanted to cash it out and the US dollar was dropped 80%, I don't think that $1 million would look like $1 million anymore. So my argument is crypto is backed by the value of a dollar. Not by the dollar, but the value. Or maybe the next currency that takes the dollars. I think it's every 100 years there's a new world currency, dominant one. So, and we're due. It's 100 years. So maybe that's maybe it flips. But either way, you get the point. It's ridiculous. These people, these guys, these whales that don't want to see us swim, they're always playing mind games. I promise you, Mr. Wonderful, he's a tech guy. He knew what XRP, Bitcoin, and everything was when he was talking it down. What else? I wish I could read my own writing. Well, da 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 da. I heard from a friend today. She said you were in town. Suddenly, the memories came back to me in my head. It came from a place that hurts. How can I be strong? I tell myself time and time again that I'll never fall in love with you again. Can't you hear me? 'Cause I'm screaming. So, we call that. I'd love to be right on that thing with the XRP in the flare walking hand in hand. Problem is I set a MetaMask wallet up on my account, and I don't know if I know the passwords anymore because it was in an old phone. So I hope it goes into my account and I have to transfer it to MetaMask. If you guys know that, let me know, and it doesn't go directly to MetaMask. Or Hugo's going to win. Well, I guess everybody will, because there'll be a shit ton of flare that that isn't circulating supply. I won't win. But anyways, I just wanted to touch base with XRP. This is over this year. I truthfully believe in my narrative of flare walking hand in hand with XRP, and I hope I'm right for everyone's sake. But let's reference one more thing. We've heard you always buy when there's blood in the street, but the retail investor loves to buy at tops because it's euphoric and that's when they feel comfortable. It's up 100%. It can go another 150%. That's the logic of the retail investor. The whales want to buy when it's down. And the reason that is it's simple. Sure, you see there's a big upside. But it's more than that. The higher a stock goes up or a crypto, the more risk is involved. Right now, Apple's one of the riskiest stocks, in the world. Not saying it's going down tomorrow, but if today you're 22 years old and you're going to put a bunch of Apple in your 401k for retirement and not touch it, I would be very careful. BlackBerry. I know they're a bigger company and that it's completely different. They're going towards the medical industry and all that stuff. I'm just saying the point's going to come to where Apple is going to top and it's still going to be around and be a great company to probably be around, our kids' life. But we'll turn to, the day will come where it drops significantly. Every stock, historically speaking, has dropped 80%. That has a history. And it'll be all dividends. That's what will happen. Probably by the time our kids retire. But it'll still be a great company doing great things. It's just plateaued. I mean, a stock trades, 10 times earnings, 15 times earnings. A growth stock's 20 times, 30 times earnings. And Apple's, generally speaking, I haven't bought Apple in a while, so I don't know the numbers, but generally speaking, it's about 15 to 13 times earnings. And I'm telling you, when you get to trillions of dollar market caps, you can't be trading 10 times earnings, 15 times earnings, because you're not going to have that 10x growth in the coming 10, 15 years. Therefore, it devalues it. So they have to raise a dividend to keep you in it. All dividends do, they give you some passive income, but the reason for a dividend is because there's no growth. A good stock that's got growth, you would trade that for a big dividend any day of the week. Remember that. So, just saying. That's why a low price stock, it has explosive growth. And I'll tell you what, it could be the worst company in the world on the S&P. The worst one. MoneyGram was a great example. I knew they partnered with Ripple, and it dropped like nothing you've ever seen. It lost almost all of its value, but I knew they weren't going anywhere. So I bought the bottom, Ripple, that helped their numbers. It pushed it up and had a huge run. I sold most of it, near the top. But the bottom line is, a shitty stock, if the company's not going out of business, the Rockefeller said, wait till it drops to a penny and buy it all. That would be like $1 now. But you have upside potential. There's no more downside is what I'm saying. 10%, 5%, 20% risk, but all you need is a little bit of good news and it goes up. It's a very small risk reward. It's a risk reward. Just like crypto right now. Sure, it could drop more. I believe the bottom is in. We might see a 17.5, but it's going to rebound really quick because to me, that was the all-time high of Bitcoin. There wasn't enough people in it at 20K. So there's just so much support in buying pressure to the upside at I'd said this in the money making group today, 17, 18K. It would have to be a full-on, like a war to where we're involved directly. I think we are directly involved, but, we'd have to have soldiers, risking their lives is what I'm saying for it to drop below that. But then all shit goes to hell. When they raid the house, usually they take everything. Everybody gets bloody, but doesn't mean you're in a bad investment. It just means life is hard right now. Sometimes we break our leg, right? But it heals and recovers. That's all that means. It's a time. It's still a good price. So that's why people buy when there's blood on the street. And I always do, to a fault, The lower it goes, the more I buy. The higher it goes, the less I buy. The less dollar amount, not the amount of shares. The less dollars I put into it. Hope this helps my dreamers, my roadies. But I'll tell you what, I don't know what the fuck's going on in this world. It's all fucking lies. Everything I see is lies. So I seek out pure information, the truth, or what I perceive as the truth. And I know it's truer than what I'm seeing, on the news or the popular fucking whatever. Love, like, subscribe. One last thought. Kevin O'Leary compared, this to the internet when it came out, with the porn and everything, because that's all that was being streamed. And I would not argue with him. With that being said, here's a song about a girl, an original. Unsettling sighs, masochistic thighs. You look so pretty to me. The time is now, then what was last night? I fear your love's a fight. You tried it once, you'll do it again. Your movies never end. Bleach blonde hair on your recorded tape. Every boy's your friend, and your lines in the movie are, oh, oh, ho, I'll never change. Now go, 'cause you'll never change. My life, my life. I watch all your scenes, examine your screams. Does he feel better than me? Wear all your clothes with red painted toes and lipstick on his. Your lines in the movie are, oh, oh, ho. I'll never change.